So it was communal shitting.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that when you get an agent, is that officially the moment you're like, all right, I think I've made it? Or
At the time, it felt like that, but clearly it's not. It's my parents have always been really supportive.
must be nice.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Critical Banter, the podcast that brings a Friday drinks chat to you. Today we have a very special guest. We'll be doing Bullslut and new segment, Dirty Little Secret. To intro the guest, I'll fang it over to Rowie.
G'day. Well, boys, today we have someone special. We've got a man who has been on many a show. Kids TV, movies. You may know him from Tomorrow When the War Began, Wolverine, Hacksaw Ridge, Shang-Chi. He won an Australian championship in Wushu martial arts. Andy Trieu, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Well, the first question we ask all our guests, Andy, is, of course, what is your rarest moment?
Oh, my rarest moment. I'm from Canberra originally.
Say less, all right? And we have it. Job done.
That's pretty weird, dude.
My hometown. I used to travel to Sydney really frequently just to go to auditions and just get in the car 3.5 hours just to go audition for something that, 1 out of 100 people, would go for. And then I'll just drive home. And then you might get a call back. You got to drive back the next day. And just trying to pursue a creative career from Canberra was pretty difficult.
No opportunities.
Yeah.
Actually, I saw that you pursued a beautiful creative part of Canberra. You were at Questacon.
Oh, yeah. I worked at Questacon.
No way.
The dream job.
That's all I know about Canberra.
Wait, what did you do at Questacon?
I
down the
was
slide?
a excited particle is what they called us. We were the presenters that presented the shows. So you would enter. It could be a show about liquid nitrogen, space, tsunami, anything. Dinosaurs. We were given scripts that were really well written and they were paired with props and PowerPoint presentations. We would study characters that we would take on if we were doing a physics show. And then, they would bring in an audience of, anywhere between 160 plus people and you had to do 3 shows a day. So we were like, blowing stuff up and it was cool. It was a great job. Yeah. They did hire performers to do the job.
That's really cool. How long did you do that for?
So I did it all throughout uni. So, it took me ages to graduate. So 5.5 hours, 5.5 years. Yeah.
How do I say this?
When you said you worked at Questacon, I thought just a cash register or something.
Yeah.
No, you did something cool at Questacon.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
Great
Andy,
job.
How would we describe you as a person? Because you kind of done it all. Like you do a lot of stuff in media, but how would you describe what you do?
I describe myself now more as a content creator. Yeah, just out there, making content, collaborating with people, brands, networks, whatever opportunity I can get, and just really focused on trying to make really good stuff.
Love to see it. But we'll go back to your history. Early on, you have a background in martial arts, and I saw that you visited like a Shaolin temple in China.
Yes.
So I want to know about that experience because that's pretty cool. Not many people get to do that.
Yeah, my friend who I've been training martial arts for a long time, he's in the military and we just were like, how funny would it be if we, went to the Shaolin temple and gave it a go, We thought we were quite good, decent at the time on an Australian level. And we were like, I think we could, do okay in terms of training. But when we flew over there and we had the whole program set up, I remember getting in and we had to do a little demonstration with the main master to see what level we were on. And, we did our best. And right after he was like, we are going to allocate you to this 15-year-old because you guys have a lot to learn. And, it was just tons of conditioning, mental exercises like running up hills, down, and like all these things that
That's physical. That's
really
very
physical.
Yeah.
And the living conditions, and it was just
What were the living conditions?
like no one showered. No one showers. It was crazy. Yeah, people would train all day. Oh, because we went over there in winter, and no one. Yeah, and people probably maybe showered once a week, and I was like, "Hang on a minute, I've been sweating all day." But yeah, they sure have their way of being clean. But yeah, that was an interesting process. But yeah, and everyone, all the toilets were those drop down toilets where you just stand on them.
Yeah,
and
squat toilets.
And some of the monks would all just hang out in the toilets. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, come over. We're all like taking a shit." Yeah, like come over. There's a spot over here. And I'll be like, "Nah, man, I'm good. Yeah, all good."
With those squat toilets, is there like separators or is it?
Well,
You just got-
all the
Oh,
boys are
watching
squatting
each
in
other.
one room.
Yeah, it was.
Making eye
There
contact.
was no walls. Like it was just like squat.
Also, it was communal shitting.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the spot I went. Yeah. Yeah,
How long
but
did-
it was an awesome experience just to train with my friend. And we had this 15-year-old, his name was Gabriel, and he was super talented. We just learned heaps in that
I don't think
small
his
amount
name
of
was
time.
really Gabriel.
Yeah,
Was it-
I don't think it's very Chinese.
I've never met a
a
Chinese
Shaolin monk called Gabriel Bad. Yeah.
Is this one of those things where like there's like the real Shaolin temples and then there's like the ones for the tourists and they just shove you in the tourist
Yeah,
one?
we probably got scammed. Yeah, like
You see like in the videos at least like online you see these Shaolin monks and like the level of conditioning that they do, they're like kicking each other in the nuts, like breaking bricks and stuff, like bamboo onto the abs while they're hanging and whatnot. Like, is it like that or is it is that a bit dramatized?
there was a group of monks prepping for a Shaolin monk tour, and so they were training a lot of those things for tour purposes.
Right.
Yeah, but a lot of the foundations is strength and conditioning. So a lot of the people have their own personalities and interests, and some of them would want to train just different things, and they'd let them do that. So. I did see, because we were interested, we were like, "Oh, is anyone doing like nut kicks or whatever?" Yeah, but the monks are so versatile; they can do so many things.
Yeah. And what's the chat like with the monks?
They're so normal people, like the kids. But yeah, because there was a range of ages. People training there from 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way up to 16, 17, 18, 19, they've already been training for 10 years, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're already so good. So if you get anyone in their 20s, they're just like veterans.
Yeah. They're just guns.
Yeah.
Was this what Aisho Speed did when he went to China? Was that Shaolin monk?
Was it?
Because he did a day of training.
Training.
It looked intense. Looked very intense.
I'm just picturing if you watch Doctor Strange, when he goes to learn how to become like a wizard or whatever, he goes to like this monk and it's like
It's
a
like
temple
that.
in
That's exactly what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
exactly what I'm picturing.
Yeah. With the monks, though, they can only push you as far as you can go as well. Because, based on your skill level and foundation, they can't just expect you to just do something the next 3 days.
How much of it is like spiritual and unleashing your chakra and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, so there was like chant classes and cleaning, and there were those kinds of things. But we, asked specifically to focus on the training.
Yeah. So you also won a national, or is it a world
National.
championship in wushu? Is that correct?
Yeah, national.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you maybe just tell us about that experience?
So wushu is kung fu. It's a broad word for kung fu, and within wushu, there's so many different styles and weaponry and like tai chi's in there and fight choreography. So in that period where I was training a lot and just preparing to do local competitions, when you get to a stage where you feel ripe to compete, you just try to compete in so many things at the same time because you don't know when you'll get back to this level. I had a really good mentor who used to compete as well, and he had won some championships, and so I just followed him and his advice. and just competed in forms and weaponry as well.
But what is it? Like, what do you actually, how do you compete?
Like, are you
how do you win?
Fighting someone? Or?
So in martial arts competitions and kung fu competitions, there's various categories. The main one for wushu is like a gymnastics floor work with martial arts moves. Is the best way to put it. And you perform different moves, which they grade you on. You know, if the height was good, the rhythm, the speed, all that kind of stuff. And then other categories would be types of weapons. Would be like a long weapon, a short weapon, which is like a sword, or a miscellaneous weapon, which is like a 9-section whip or a double broadsword or a spear. And there is sparring as well. You could do like point sparring, continuous sparring, or sunda. And so on a day of competing or a weekend of competing, you enter the categories you want, and then you go from there. Yeah, my style was Southern styles. Like it was called Southern Fist, and it's a very popular form. And like they compete Southern styles and Northern styles, like long fist, Southern Fist. And the Southern Fist has been my thing when I started, and yeah,
So like
one.
Bloods versus Crips, like Southern Fist. Southern Fist. Is there like beef between the two schools of
Fist?
Who's got the best fist?
Who's gonna be?
Sorry, when you said Southern Fist, sorry, I laughed a bit there. I didn't mean to be disrespectful.
No. So long fist is more flowy and more ballet-like.
Yeah.
And it's when you start wushu, your teacher will allocate. It should be like, you're more this. And so, yeah.
It's like the style chooses you kind of situation.
Yes.
You're born with it.
Yeah.
It's like
Southern Fist
Hogwarts
is
sorting hat.
Exactly.
It
Yeah.
chooses you. Okay.
Southern Fist is more like grounded, still flowery as well, but it's more like you're like, wow, you know,
that sort of thing.
you know, like, yeah.
If Sen had to start wushu right now, what style would you give him?
He would be Southern Fist.
Southern Fist.
100%,
Same as Andy.
yeah.
Let's go.
And within
so we
Southern,
can start training now, right?
yeah, we are training now.
This is
Technically,
it.
it starts with the chat, yeah. But within Southern Fist form, they incorporate all the styles. Like you'd be like, you'd go mantis, then you go into the hawk, and then you go to the tiger. They incorporate that as a look because it's like more of a showman martial arts. Yeah.
I gotta like, so depending on what sport you play, the community is very different, right? So like when you play cricket, for example, the competitors around you, extremely toxic. No one wants you to succeed. Right? Soccer, similar sort of thing. A lot of argy-bargy. If you're feeling like rock climbing or bouldering, mate, the people around you are, you know, very supportive. You know, so like, at the competition, are you like preying on people's downfalls, or are you like kind of being like, oh, really good job, I really like that, you know, falcon that you just did just then?
Yeah, right. It probably more on the toxic side because it's a combative sport. Like, yeah.
Excellent.
Now Sen's
would
really
say
in.
so.
No, really.
Yeah, but because when you go train wushu in an Australian setting, you go to gymnastics halls or you like jumpy floors where you can jump. And when you're there, you meet other martial artists, break dancers, stunt guys, and you generally, that's a really cool community. Everyone exchanges moves and talks to each other, and it's super friendly. Yeah.
Love it.
So obviously we've talked about how you were at Questacon and you were in amateur theatre there. Can you talk to us how you went from that to being in a Marvel film, like pretty much the biggest film franchise in the world? Was there a particular breakthrough moment, or was it just consistent hard work? Can you maybe just talk us through that journey?
Yeah, right. It was very far apart, and I just will say that, you know, it was a small part in a huge cog
Doesn't matter.
of the
Doesn't
film.
matter.
Don't undersell it, my
You better
friend.
believe we'll be marketing as we have a Marvel superstar on today's episode.
Because, I always have to, you know, it's so important to, when I got the job, it was through a stunt coordinator. And anyway, right from the start, how did I get into that? Yeah, so from martial arts, and you meet other, you know, physical people, and then you just network and you, I don't know. So sometimes when they kind of see your skills, they might be like, oh, we're doing a project. Do you want to jump on and just try that weaponry and fight choreography?
Yep.
And that's how that happened. And I jumped on a couple of gigs, like drove up to Sydney and back, and worked on like ads and that kind of stuff, just primarily doing showy martial arts stuff. And then I got an opportunity to work on a more high profile play. And on this play, there were, Cirque du Soleil performers on there, and it was quite high budget, and did lots of wire work, and got bit more of a reputation through doing that play.
With that, actually, because like some people just say yes to everything and then figure out the rest later. When they say, like, can you walk on tightropes and do all that sort of gear, are you saying, yeah, I can do all that sort of stuff, and you're learning on the job?
I was 100% doing that. Yeah.
Okay.
I was just, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Hop on
was
YouTube tonight and
100%
figure it
doing
out.
that. Yeah. I remember when I got, again, one of my first jobs, it was on Sea Patrol.
Nice.
Was it Sea Patrol? Yeah, it was something like that. And then they were like, oh, do you mind if we like throw you off, the boat or whatever? And I was like, yeah. And I couldn't swim. I couldn't swim. But I was just saying yes and just like figuring it out. I'll be like, well, when is the stunt? And then I'll be like, I'll learn how to swim.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I was just saying yes to everything.
And I assume you have to sign waivers and stuff saying if something goes wrong, you can't sue them.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, sorry, the play. What was the play called? Sorry.
Shanghai Lady Killer. And at the time, it was directed by a reputable film director named Tony Ayres. It worked with like amazing performers, and 27 weeks of doing wire work and all that kind of stuff just led to other things, and just started getting stints on like movies, and eventually got an agent just from building a portfolio. And then the agent sends you off to auditions.
Were you still in Canberra, or you decided to actually move?
Yeah.
Sick of the drive.
The commute was too long.
When I got my agent, I moved to Sydney.
Nice.
And I was like, yeah, I'm going to give it a go.
What was the first gig? Movie?
I got a gig on a show called Crime Investigations Australia, which was a Channel 9 show where they reenacted crimes that happened within Sydney.
Oh, wow.
Which was on, I think it was 7:30 Sunday nights or something.
Prime time.
Yeah. No, I did one episode of that.
Yeah.
But I played the main killer. His name
I was going to say, were you the victim or the criminal? You're just a dead body on the floor.
Yeah, I'm like, this is my break.
Was the killer Asian?
Yeah, his name was Zeph Gonzalez. He was a Filipino.
Hey, I don't know him, right?
His nephew's right here. This is why we brought you.
And he killed his whole family in Ride. Sorry, it just got really dark.
Ride. Is this
in Ride.
The Lin family murder? No, that was Epping, eh?
Yeah, and it was a famous story that happened in early 2000s. But anyway, when I got that, and that was amazing. It felt really cool. But then I was like, oh, what, now back to auditioning. And then I went for tons more auditions.
Is that when you get an agent, is that officially the moment you're like, all right, I think I've made it? Or
at the time it felt like that, but clearly it's not. It's
Are you still with that same agent?
No. I'm not. Yeah.
That's a second one. He was holding you back.
You just learn so much more about the industry when you get an agent and you start going on many auditions, getting on jobs and meeting other actors or production people, just seeing what their life is like. Yeah.
Can I ask, sorry, just an impromptu question. When did you decide, or how did you decide you wanted to do, go down this route? Because, we're all, no secret here, we're all Asian here, but
what?
Going into arts was never really an option. My parents, it's either doctor, lawyer, engineer, finance.
Or the streets.
Yeah, and that's it. So, when did you decide? And was your family like on board or?
Right. My parents have always been really supportive.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Sen's parents don't know he's here.
During university, I did a year of engineering and then dropped out and did commerce and arts, like Asian studies. But as soon as I was competing during that period of uni, so I just, anything that popped up that was in the creative field, I would take, and I just really enjoyed it. And I was just taking every gig as it came and treated it as if it was the last gig because, I have another life. I'm in uni kind of thing. But I started to apply my structure of competing into the arts and gave myself a bit of a structure and just started going hard at it because it was giving me a lot of dopamine.
Nice. That's fair.
I have a question about Kitchen Whiz because this
what a way to segue.
Because this is the show that I was watching when I was in school. So if you don't know Kitchen Whiz, hugely popular show, right? It's a children's TV show where you were played the kitchen ninja, I believe. So how did you actually land that role? Because that was on TV for a long time. I think you did over 500 episodes as the kitchen ninja. What was that experience landing the role? And how many auditions to take? And just thoughts in general about, kids TV. I'm interested to hear.
Okay, where should I start? So with the martial arts competing, I was doing lots of kung fu stuff anyway. And I got a job on a film as a stunt guy on Tomorrow When the War Began. And during one of the nights, I just met this other guy who was doing behind the scenes. And we really got along. And he turns out... Oh, and then so about 2 years later, so I'm skipping, and I get an audition for Kitchen Whiz, which was with Channel 9. And when I went in, the producer was that guy I met on Tomorrow When the War Began.
No.
And but luckily the audition went well anyway, but I think maybe that helped.
and you slipped him a couple $100.
So when I went in, it was just a pilot show that they wanted to do for Channel 9. And when I went in, they asked me to try cut orange and
that was the audition?
Yeah, basically try cut an orange and pretend someone won. So I proceeded to like juggle, cut an orange, do some martial arts, and then go, oh, you won. Like, wah.
Wait, but that was all the audition was? Like they just gave you cut an orange and say this person won. And then you have to try and, make it really like exuberant and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ah.
And yes, and then they give you a callback if you're really good. Or they shorten the final list, and then during that point in time, they bring more people into the room that produce the program.
And what's the callback? Like, what's the next stage? You got to cut a banana or something. What's the next like level up?
They kind of get you in costume and they block it out a little bit more and do some camera tests and just to really match if this is what it's supposed to be, and they match you with other people that's going to be in the show. And because they're probably auditioning other people as well, as in that's going to be a different character.
Right.
Oh,
and so they're checking for dynamic and all that.
But if they hired that other person, or you could just get paired with the stinker. Like you could just get paired with the, the absolute worst person ever, and suddenly you're trying to make some chemistry.
Which happens a lot.
Really?
Work because there's readers in audition rooms and they could just be like anyone and they won't give you anything, in terms of,
Oh, that's a bit, that's a little bit like luck of the draw. Yeah. There should be some standardization here, Loki. That's crazy, no?
Yeah.
But I'm curious though, like, because you did Kitchen Whiz and you were this kitchen ninja. No secret, you're Asian. Do you ever feel like the perpetuating stereotypes. Because if you look at the role, it's very like a loud personality, super exaggerated, kung fu, karate, movements. Do you ever think like any danger, lads? Like,
I wonder why they picked me type of vibe.
yeah, I'm more than just a ninja. I can do so much, got more range.
Yeah. You know what? At the time, I didn't think of those things, but I had the time of my life. Yeah. So I had a mask on, like a proper ninja at the time, but I kept like making faces and like, "Wah!" like, "Wah!" And the producer, mad guy, he was like, yeah, take the mask off. Like, what is he doing underneath that? Like his eyes are always doing that. And then
so that they masked you at the beginning.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, and then you were so good they unmasked you.
Yeah.
You take
My eyes
that.
go, but yeah, had some range to come up with things and how I wanted to portray the character. But the truth of it is in the first season, you don't even know, like you're still trying to figure out how you fit into the show. And so it really does take an episode, like a season or two to really break into a show, which was interesting to experience.
Jumping back to Shang-Chi, your role was special ability. Can you explain what that means and what you actually did?
So when you work on a production, there's a series of stunt guys that are core to the film that do a lot of things from animal work like horse riding or wire work or fire stunts or falls or car crashes. They are the jack of all trades, and sometimes they bring in special abilities, which it could be a special car driver that parks really well, or because in Shang-Chi they required lots of martial arts and choreography. Myself and others were brought on to help choreograph scenes around main action and come up with random choreography and be reliable if we were given weapons and swords to come up with choreography and be in the scenes and just do what we're told, whether that was in like the club scene or that main battle at the end.
And so you're doing the skirmishes kind of around the main action.
Yeah, or we did stuff close to action, which was choreographed by others. We were under I believe, like people that had been on Jackie Chan's stunt team, like Andy Chang and the Chinese team. They were amazing. And then there was a Mongolian team that just came off Mulan, and they were these amazing horse riders. It was, and then they had the American guys, which came from 8711, which were the John Wick guys.
Right.
Like this mix of just huge talent and just in awe, like the parkour, the top parkour guys in the world were there. They just if you're really good, they got the best in the world. And just to be, near that, and just to see how other people worked was awesome.
But what do you mean be flexible if they've given you like weapons and stuff? Like, wasn't this stuff kind of planned out beforehand? Or is it kind of happening as you're shooting, like things might change and you got to adapt a little bit?
Yeah, we would do, say, costume fittings, but in terms of what weapon would be given on the day, we had no idea.
Right.
So we all had, if you've seen the film, they had these staffs that could kill the animals. We didn't know that. So but as soon as we got it, we could do stuff with that. We can choreograph around that.
Right.
Yeah.
You ever sometimes wish you just had like a normal job, like stable job, rather than just the unpredictable world of show business? Yeah.
Like this thing about like trying to get your next job, and once you finish that, it's like, all right, now I got to audition for another one. It's like, so there's no stability.
It's like the trope of the struggling actor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas you could just be an accountant, just 9 to 5.
Clock in, clock out.
Yeah.
Be on spreadsheets for about 8 hours.
Yeah.
You ever dream and lust about Zero and Excel and Bloomberg?
Yeah. I remember on Kitchen Whiz every season we didn't know if we were getting another season.
Yeah. Okay.
So we treated every season as the last one. And in my head, I was like, what am I going to do? Go back to Canberra, use my degree, find a government job. Most of my friends were in government in Canberra. But I was lucky for it to be continually renewed. And the production company were really awesome and tried to get us on other shows that they were producing in our off-season. Shows like Pyramid, Magical Tales, and
They need ninjas as well.
they really tried to, give me parts where I didn't even have to be a ninja, or I could just talk. Yeah.
But you insisted I need to be.
Yeah, I want to do some kung fu. Yeah,
it's like go stop, and you were just on the side.
I remember coming back from an overseas country at the time, and you had to write the report card said occupation, and I remember I wrote ninja once. I was like, I am. Well, it's actually
They tell you to go down normal. They tell you to go down like lane 8 straight out. They look ninja. Get in the room, mate.
yeah.
They open your bag. You just got nunchucks.
Yeah, like
shuriken.
ninja stars. Yeah. But I was fortunate when the show eventually came to an end. I got a job at SBS.
Nice.
Yeah, I auditioned for a talk show called SBS Pop Asia in 2014, and I was lucky to get that gig. And again, I worked really hard to stay and be a part of that show.
What did you do on SBS Pop Asia?
I was the radio host, then became the TV host. And then we had In-Flight Qantas as well. It had a bit of an inbuilt audience already, K-pop fans.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at the brink of the exploding K-pop phenomenon. And so my job was to interview K-pop stars and Asian celebrities. And it's pretty phenomenal. Like, it was cool.
Well, SBS and ABC are the GOAT. Do they give Asians a chance, man?
Yeah.
Lee Lin Chin on SBS.
Oh, the GOAT.
Sam Pang, Alan Do, Poe, Adam Liao, dude.
These are the goats of television.
goats.
Yeah.
But be honest,
And next up, Rose Santa Miguel.
Don't give us that dream, man. It's the hope that kills you.
but be honest, did you like K-pop?
At the time, I couldn't get into it for when I got the job. I crammed for the audition. I my sister was
BTS
into
songs, lyrics. You just
BTS wasn't even big back then. They were like
Shiny,
mid.
SNSD.
Yeah, Shiny,
SNSD.
J Park, EXO, Big Bang at the time. My sister was just like cramming. She's like, "You're fucked. Like, you're out." But I was like, "No, I can do this." But at the time, what they were really looking for is chemistry with me and the host, the other host, and also had to do auto cue read, had to do a radio test, and I passed those things. So they didn't really look at my interest in K-pop, but it took about 3 weeks of just listening to stuff, and I was like, no, I was in my head, I was like, oh, I can't. No, I don't know. I'm not getting it. And then I heard this one song. I was like, damn, whatever song this is awesome. And then you just go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, for me, that was Ring Ding Ding.
Ring Ding Dong
from Shiny.
Shiny.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
That was the song that it's neat. That was like when I was 14 or 15, maybe. But it was an electric song.
That's a good song. Wow. I can't believe you're into that.
Yeah, but honestly, to be fair, I haven't, my love for K-pop has not grown since.
Or you jumped in and jumped out.
Yeah.
One song, that was it.
A couple of songs, and then I was like,
What about Sorry by Super Junior?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
yeah, that's the one.
I made love the wedding dress. Was it wedding dress?
Wedding dress. Yeah.
Yeah, who was that again?
Taeyong.
Damn.
Oh, he knows. He's probably
Yes, to know, man.
He's probably there
We should have
when.
given him a K-pop quiz.
Yeah.
But when you were interviewing these K-pop stars, like we'll get into this more in the segment. But I'm curious, like who was was there a particular group that you really enjoyed talking to?
BTS were really cool, which was insane because at the time we got more time with BTS than any artist we ever had before.
Right.
And so got the opportunity to spend, hang out with them for a long time and then travel to Melbourne with them and just to get to know them as people, and then suddenly they become the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
Which was insane. I'm like, take me? Like, I don't know. Like,
Remember me, guys? John Cook, you remember
that
me,
guy,
mate?
Yeah. It's crazy. You know, you talk to these guys who are now living on another planet and I'm still here. You know, like, where's my ticket? But yeah, BTS were awesome, and just meeting so many groups so quickly, especially I did so many groups when they debuted and then slowly doing more interviews with them as they blow up. That's really interesting because the first year they've got so much energy. You know, they're like, oh, we just want feedback. How are we jumping? And then by the second year, you know, their schedules are insane. They would have done, you know, so many shows, traveled the world, tons of interviews. They're pretty much like veterans.
Yeah.
They're just like, want a break, tired, need a nap. They're like, oh, we've just done it all.
How long do you get with them? Like, how long are your junket spots?
It depends, but generally it depends on the artist. It could range from, you know, 45 minutes to a long segment, a couple of hours.
Oh, really? Oh, it's hefty.
Yeah. And some of the guys, because I've been interviewing them over many years, you start to build a relationship with them. And, you know, I've been able to hang out with them afterwards and we catch up and everybody knows each other. There's actually a Korean bar that all the K-pop idols go to. And
In Australia?
no, in Korea.
Right.
And it was a common place where you could bring it up and you're kind of like, oh, you're in the club, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was,
It's like
it was a great place to say, talk to idols and also do business, meaning, oh, can we get you on? Blah,
So
blah,
you
blah.
just go to this bar and there'd be these people around and you can kind of network with them a little bit.
Yeah. But you have to be introduced to the bar as well.
Invite type.
This is where we want
So
to
we can't book a flight to Korea right now.
and straight to which bar is it?
Damn.
But I'm curious, like, you know, like, because I'm trying to humanize this a bit because we're never going to talk to K-pop stars, but
Hey,
you know, well,
One of our friends knows one.
that's true. Yeah, Stray Kids.
From
We've got to
Stray
connect to
Kids.
Stray Kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He was. I think he was at his church, and then he went through the system.
I think he was saying they're still friends, but they can barely has time.
he doesn't have time. Yeah, he's probably touring all over the shop.
Yes. Yeah. Probably Felix or Bangjan.
Yeah, but my question is, like, let's say, you know, we'll do interviews with people. Or let's say not even that. We'll go to a party. We'll meet someone, right? I'll chuck them a follow on Instagram. But when you're interviewing like these big celebs, what's like the etiquette around like
Follow for follow? Is this your question?
not follow, but taking it like how do you bridge the gap between like professional? Because obviously you do want to make it a bit more personal. Like everyone wants to have, you know, these big friends.
Yes.
How do you kind of navigate that?
So in K-pop, we add each other over Kakao.
Yeah,
Kakao Talk. Yeah, their Instagrams are businesses. You know, they make money off that.
so you get their number.
You get the Kakao. It's very common to exchange Kakaos. Like you would not only get, say, the artists, you'd get like their managers, and everyone talks over Kakao Talk.
chat.
so who's the biggest person you have on Kakao?
I had Jimin on Kakao Talk.
No way.
Yeah.
You still have him?
Can you call him right now?
He does not respond to my text.
What time is it in Seoul?
Yeah, it's years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You messaged him in before?
I have messaged him before, yeah. Like the happy birthday.
Oh, we're that close.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, no, it's kind of like, hey, I want to reconnect. Happy
Sliding into
birthday. I'm sliding into his.
And does he
Kakao.
respond?
Yeah, are you getting blue bombed or is he saying
No,
thanks?
not anymore, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jimin, bro.
If you're watching and if you're listening, as you do most weeks,
Yeah.
reply back to Andy.
Yeah, please. Leave me hanging. Yeah.
So it's pretty common. So you can just be like, hey, let me get you cacao, and whenever you're in Australia, I'll show you around.
Yeah,
Is that the line?
100%. Because everybody in that kind of realm knows each other, and it's all about that. The networking. You know, we've gotten artists onto like our version of SBS podcasts and stuff back in the day, and that was all over just having a chat and you start that conversation and then you go through their managers and stuff. Yeah.
Love to see it. That's so interesting. Any good nights out with any of these big K-pop
I was
people?
actually gonna ask that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, at that bar that we would always go to,
Need to figure out this bar.
Don't say the name. We'll bleep it
No,
out.
we're just gonna roll Andy after this.
We're gonna shake him up.
Shake him up. And we'll find the bar.
yeah. But yeah, it's crazy to just know that, yeah, they're all facing their own ups and downs and challenges. You know, I've spoken to K-pop artists that feel washed out, but from afar, I see them still as iconic, absolutely iconic. But they're in an environment that's quite competitive, and they're looking at their peers, and you know, their friends could be getting bigger comebacks, bigger music videos. The partners they're with could be exploding. You know, that kind of thing. There's a lot of pressure, and I've had conversations with them. You know, when they've been venting and talking about those things, especially going through contracts and stuff.
Opened up to you and said, like, you know what, I actually don't want to do this anymore, but like kind of have to, or
Because the absolute machine, right?
Yeah.
Sign contracts and everything.
obviously if they have, don't say names or anything, but like, yeah, have any of them just been like, nah.
I want out of this industry.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I've spoken to artists where they were in very tricky situations, locked into
Right.
something that was very toxic for them, and it was very clear you know how they were venting it. But now, you know, that person has gone on to do some amazing things, but at that time was a very dark time for them.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew. So that's when I knew. That's when you know, wow, they're seriously just like us.
Yeah.
It's just on another level.
Because the thing about K-pop is like they have to portray this like perfect image like all the time. So I can imagine behind the scenes there's a lot of that. Even people that don't say it, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, and music is expensive.
Is it?
Shooting a music video is anywhere upwards of, if we're talking K-pop, upwards of 50,000, you know, all the way to hundreds of thousands. And if you're comparing yourself to top line music videos, when Blackpink or BTS release something which is clearly closer to the million mark, and you know, how do you got to compete with that? So if you're shooting something on 50 grand, got to make it stretch.
All right. Shall we jump into the game?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, with a guest, we obviously play Bullslut. Andy, we just explained the rules, but in any case, I'll explain it again. So you're going to play 5 rounds. You'll play 3 against Miguel, 2 against Ro, and it's 1-on-1. And the way it works is I'm going to give you a category. For example, fruits. How many fruits can you name in 30 seconds? You might say 10. Miguel might say 11. You'll be like, 12. Miguel might say 13. And you're like, you know what? I don't think this man knows 13 fruits. And you'll say Bullslut. And then it's up to Miguel to name 13 fruits in 30 seconds. If he can do it, we'll get the point. If he can't, you get the point.
Got it.
Beautiful. All right.
And at the end, we'll pop you on the guest leaderboard there. High score is 3. So if you get 4, you're top of the leaderboard.
And if you get 1, you're with Cal.
All right.
Woo!
Let's go.
All right. Your first category is shoe brands. How many shoe brands can you name in 30 seconds?
Oh, in 30 seconds.
Oh no, boys.
Mix, you can go first.
I'll say a gentleman's. What's a shoe these days?
What's a shoe? That's a deep
I'm going to go
question.
10.
10? What?
Oh no.
What 10?
Mate, look at this 4 shoes around here. You can rattle them
11.
off.
12. But he's an actor, dude. I can't out-act him.
Bullslut.
Oh no. What did I say?
12.
All right. You have 30 seconds to name 12 shoe brands. Your time starts now.
Nike, Adidas, Puma. What do you have on there? Tiger.
4,
Under Armour,
5,
Dunlop.
6. Don't even make shoes anymore.
What's that? Converse.
7. 15 seconds.
Skechers.
8.
What else is there? Did I say Puma?
4 seconds. 6 seconds left.
RM Williams.
Yep.
Nice.
Kmart brand.
No.
Time's up.
Time's up.
Oh.
Good
just like
effort,
that.
man. Good effort.
Jeez, man.
Nice.
Are there any more why don't I just think of sneakers?
Sneakers
Why
are
didn't you
hard.
think of
You could
sneakers?
have kept going, no?
No, but what else is there?
You could have said Asics,
Lacoste?
Yeah, Asics. Brooks.
Yeah, Brooks.
Converse,
I'm not-
Vans.
I said
Cloud?
Converse, please.
Did you?
Oh my
Okay.
Cloud, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a new one.
QC. No, what's the Roger Federer one? ON,
OC,
sorry.
ON.
ON.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dude, none of these were coming to mind, man. I was honestly
You
thinking of
could've
football
just-
boots.
make up some random Chinese ones.
Yeah,
exactly.
Xiaomi's.
Xiaomi, yeah. They make electronic
Anton, my
shoes.
Kappa. Yeah, shoes.
How about you
Oh,
play
yeah.
then, Sen? Give me this big one.
Do this.
What was the-
Oh.
Yeah.
Get how the game works?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're
1-0.
currently up 1-0.
I was a bit conservative there, so
Mm.
All right. Your next category. And this time you're up against Ro. And your category is names that start with the letter A.
Names.
Yes,
names.
Seems a bit-
That's hard.
On point. Seems pointed.
Andy and your brother.
Honestly, I wasn't thinking that.
Andrew.
All right. How many names can
5.
you name? 5.
Got any A's in your life, bro?
I'll go 8.
8.
Anything's a name, really.
Oh,
No, within reason.
Azerbaijan.
Is not a
My
name.
beautiful baby.
9.
Do I just send Andy? 9? Yeah, Bullslut. Andy, go 9. Let's see.
9.
All right.
Okay.
You have 30 seconds to name 9 names that start with A. And your
Okay.
time starts now.
Andy, Ariel, Ash,
Yep.
Amy, Arthur,
Oh my god.
It's too quick. It's 5. Put that thing
Need 4 more.
Azzy, like Azazam, is that a thing?
I'm not accepting.
Ali,
Yep, there you go.
6, 3 more to go.
oh my god, Amsterdam. I'm running. I'm stuck.
time's
Oh
up.
my god,
Let's
7.
wow.
Azazam.
What is
Isn't
this?
that Ed Sheeran song?
Sheeran song. I was like, oh no, it's a saying.
Dude, there's an A downstairs, mate.
Oh, he hasn't met my dad, Alan.
Alan.
Oh
Yeah.
damn, Alan. Yeah,
All right. It is
Brain freeze.
1-1. Next up, back to Miguel. How many different professions can you name in 30 seconds?
Ooh. Professions?
Yes.
I'll give you 12, Andy. I'll give you 12 professions.
12 possession.
Hmm. Okay.
12
15.
professions.
15.
Yeah.
No,
One every 2 seconds.
run it
Anything's
off.
really a
that's too hard.
profession
That's
at this
too-
point.
Yeah, exactly. You could just say anything. You could be like iPhone.
Yeah.
Is that 15?
15.
16.
16.
I'll bump it up one more.
16.
Okay, bull slut.
All right.
All right.
You got
16
this.
professions in 30 seconds. Your time starts now.
Accountant. We got financial analyst. We got electrical engineer, mining engineer, civil engineer. We got lawyer, CEO, CFO, CMO, CTO, COO.
Okay.
11.
profession.
He's
Yeah.
got this.
Yeah, they're
He's got this,
professions.
Yeah.
According to
Treasurer,
ATO.
group accountant, corporate accountant, auditor.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Can I go senior associate,
No, I won't
marketer,
accept- okay.
digital marketer, search marketer?
Say
right.
less.
Yeah,
say
you
less.
got this. Killed it.
Well done.
Nice,
All
nice
right.
one.
2,
Just pick
1.
a category and then.
No,
you
I
just,
wanted to start with
like, hammer
accountant,
it
but then
down.
I forgot all the subcategories of accountant, so I had to jump straight away. I panicked a little there.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
good
All
work.
right.
Nice one.
2-1. Back against Rona. And your category is TV shows.
ooh,
How many TV shows can you name?
Come on,
in 30
Rowie.
Oh,
seconds?
TV shows.
All
I
right.
reckon
We'll start off with 10.
10, 12.
You've probably been on 12.
minimum.
Minimum. 14.
14, 15.
Here we go.
It's getting tight.
Big TV watcher, I feel like you are.
Yeah.
Not really, honestly, but I feel like I would know maybe 18.
18.
That's big numbers for
that's
30
a-
seconds,
crazy
right?
That's a
number.
lot. 9. Oh,
No, just give it a go.
I don't know if I could do it. 19, yeah. I don't
This
think you
guy
could-
is on TV. Like,
Yeah, but his name also starts with A and he couldn't get it. So you
Yeah,
never know,
exactly.
bro. You never know.
That's so true. Yeah, exactly. I
On
reckon you
TV,
could
I
do
think,
it, though.
bro, I think he's got it, bro. You got to.
20 TV shows?
Yeah, I reckon you could do 20.
Yeah, let's go 20.
Okay, Bullslut.
All right.
All right.
Here we go.
20 TV shows in 30 seconds.
Lock in, Ro. It's for the pod. Lock in.
One every 1.5 seconds. Your
Don't say that.
time starts now.
Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Bakugan. Let's go to Go-Go Stop,
Yep.
Pyramid, It's Academic, Kitchen Whiz, Stranger Things, The Sunrise Home Radio. No.
15 seconds, you're on 9.
And then we'll go The Rookie, Brooklyn
Halfway there.
Nine-Nine,
Good
Big Bang
one.
Theory,
12.
Friends,
13.
Seinfeld.
14.
Oh, you just lost me, bro. Nah, that's
You're
that's
so
a
close. You're so
stinker.
close.
Time's up.
14,
you're
Ro.
so
How'd you
close.
start with Bakugan, bro?
No, it was a good start.
It was
When-
a really good start, though.
When you went
well
a
done.
Samurai Turn Pretty, I knew you were done.
It's all
Because we talked about it like yesterday or the day before. He hasn't even watched it.
I haven't even watched it. I was just like looking through the Netflix, like I should have gone maths and
Yeah.
Australian trash TV, you
Yeah.
know.
It's the brain freeze at the end, isn't it?
Yeah, because
It's
you go
just
from like
oh.
category to category and
Yeah,
then you just
and you're
lose
like,
it. You just
yeah.
lose
And
it.
14 to be fair is a good effort. So
Yeah.
I needed nearly a perfect round to get to 20.
Yes.
I was expecting some, wushu toxicity, but Andy's actually been quite supportive. It's good.
yeah.
All right, 2
2
all.
all.
Final category up against Miguel again.
Okay.
And your final category is electronics. How many electronics can you name in 30 seconds?
Oh,
Wow.
any type
Yeah,
of electronics?
electronic appliances.
Now you can say
electronics.
iPhone and it's
now you
correct.
can say exactly.
Oh,
Nice broad
I'll let you start
category.
with this one. You set the bar.
There's about 20 in this room that I can see.
8.
Go,
Starting low.
we'll go 10.
10. I feel like I'm gonna run out. 12.
Like everything's electronic.
Yeah, you're right. Is it
Like really?
Is it though?
Even like cars.
Electronics,
Cars,
like-
you know.
Is car?
No, I would not pay cars.
No, I wouldn't pay
And-
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
There's about 20 electronics in a car, but what is it, 12?
Yeah, Andy said 12.
13.
13.
13.
14.
You know what? Bullslut, Andy.
Bullseye.
Oh, man.
Let's go.
right.
14.
14
Oh,
electronics.
Well, how many per second since you gave Ro that little tidbit, you dog? Put some pressure on.
One in every 2.1 seconds.
Okay.
Your 30 seconds starts now.
Microwave, air fryer, camera, iPhone, voice recorder, microphone,
Yep. 6.
headphones, earphones,
Yep.
laptop,
9.
iPad, sound recorder, a watch,
Yep.
ankle bracelet, flash, flashlight, what do you call it? Heart monitor.
Time's
But
up.
I think you got,
But you got it.
You got,
Oh,
you
did
got,
I
you
get
got
through it?
it.
Oh my
There
god,
you
yes.
go. Wow.
Yay.
Well done.
Oh, he's won again. So now he's sitting on 3, tied with basically
Yay.
every other guest.
How do you win the?
Well,
How do you get to the top?
Threes are pretty good. Three's a win, basically.
you could clean sweep us. If you went all 5, you could have gone up there as well. But
Maybe we put alphabetical order and Andy gets a little foot-head, but
That
well
makes
done.
more sense. Yeah, if you win all the series, yeah.
well done, Andy. Well done.
Cool. Thank you very much.
All right, as mentioned, we are doing a segment called Dirty Little Secret. And so Andy obviously worked in media, his whole life essentially. So we want to get to know a little bit more about, the industry and the underbelly of the industry. But we'll start off easy, We'll start off with Marvel and the Avengers and that sort of thing. Because I want to know, what does, it look like a day in the life on a Marvel studio?
A day in the life as a small piece in a big cog machine of a film is, you would say, depending on your role, you'd go in for costume fitting in the morning, put on your costume, and then you'd go to, say, makeup. If they have to put dirt or, some detail on, and then you would go to breakfast. So this all happens around the 4:30 a.m. mark. And you got to travel to set. We were shooting pretty far out, and so you got to wake up, say 3:30 to get out there, and then
Do
you
they
get
pay for an Uber or is it
sometimes,
public
yeah,
transport?
sometimes they'll give you cab charges. or if you're really high up the rank, you'll have a driver and they would take you in. And then, so once you get all those things done, then you would rest and go have breakfast. And after breakfast, the assistant directors will come in and give you a quick briefing over breakfast and say what's next. And then you would just get ready, pack all your stuff to go on to the main set. And whether you're transported onto there or you're walking there. And then around 10 or 11 o'clock, you're on the set and you have like second briefings and they'll tell you what they're doing today, what kind of scene, explosions and what you're involved in. And then there's more waiting. And then after that, then you start executing your job, whether that's doing fight choreography, doing a scene that you've been blocking out in the studio. And you could be doing that all the way to around there is no real lunch. They have like rolling lunch because there's lots of waiting in between. So they have lunch just come around for people that are not involved in the scene at the time.
What's the spread like? So, what kind of food are they serving?
What kind of food? It's at the time they had COVID food. So, I mean, it was COVID, so they had to cover. But on sets, it's generally a buffet, a combination of amazing Asian food or Western. It changes every day.
Are we talking like, intercontinental buffet style, or are we talking
It's not like ham and cheese triangle sandwiches? Like that's not what we're talking about, right?
It's really good. It's generally really, really good. And on top of that, they have food trucks. So,
wow,
there were tacos, sushi, or, waffles. It was really cool. And they had this store which they built where you could go up and just get whatever you want, which was that they had, say, coffees, chips, lollies. You just go and go, I want that. I want that. And you just put it in your costume and then it's all free. Off. Everything's free, yeah.
And you can get whenever you want.
Were you filling your boots? Were you like?
I always eat so much on those sets. You just get fat.
Yeah,
because we do a series like rating office snacks. So like people in their office, they send a photo of if they give the office gives like biscuits or cereal and stuff. We should do a movie set, man. It would be levels above all the garbage we get. Because offices just give like Tim Tams or something, not pick and choose anything you want.
Asian buffet, like, you fill your boots, take your pick.
Like, how much of a day are you just sitting around just doing nothing, waiting to get called up to set?
There is a lot of waiting around, but when you are on set and you're doing work, it can seem like a really tough day because you come up with a piece of action choreography, and same with everybody else, you have to continually be physical for hours to come. Like if you start at lunchtime and wrap is 6 p.m. and you're doing an action sequence like multiple times in that hour, that's a long time. And so those rest periods, we just try make the most of it.
And then obviously with Marvel, there's a lot of CGI. So when you're like actually on set and doing this stuff, does it feel a bit like silly? Or like, is it hard to visualize like, oh, this is going to happen or this is happening in the background or you're just like focused more on just getting the action out, I guess?
They give you a general idea of what's happening. You're being attacked by these monsters. There's green screens around, so you're quite aware that something's going on, but they don't really give you a full picture of what's happening. But because there's a sense of a hierarchy, you have to do this choreography for your department. There is that structure. So you just do your job and make sure you do it well because people are watching over you and, people are on the line.
Speaking of the hierarchy, like who's top of the food chain in Shang-Chi?
So the director and Simu Liu are literally God. I was lucky enough to build a relationship with Simu. We had him on my show, and then, was able to go to many events with him. And then I got the opportunity to work on the film. And obviously he's number one on the call sheet, meaning he's very important. And I remember just being there on the set one day so low down the rank, and he had come over to say hello, and it was like
It's like shaking hands with the CEO.
it was literally
power.
like a god touching you, and everyone like turned around like, who's that guy?
You wishing Simu Lee for his birthday?
Oh yeah. Oh, he's a really nice guy. He's really cool, and been really fortunate to spend more time with him. And we went to like the Star Wars premiere together at that time, and we went to the Actor Awards, and he got us free Hugo Boss suits off the back of his name. Wow. Stuff like that. He's just cool. A really cool, down to earth, easy to get along with guy. And really good with his money, meaning like he was kind of frugal, like he knew how to he was an accountant, I guess. So
now he's on Dragon's Den or whatever it is.
Yeah, of course.
Is he on Dragon's Den?
Yeah. He's like a shark.
Or dragon,
I guess. Yeah.
He's a dragon.
Wait, isn't it just called Shark Tank in America?
No, I don't think
Dragon's Den. There's two different shows.
Oh, is it two different shows? Well, then he's definitely not a shark.
he's investing in business.
Yeah,
he's a savvy man.
Yeah,
that's cool though. That's cool. So you basically knew him before he was like massive, and then he blew up, and he's actually been nice enough to kind of keep in somewhat contact. Hey,
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Can you pass on our details to him?
Sure. I'll just DM him.
All right, well, that's interesting. Moving on to the next one. I'm curious to know, like you talked about having an agent, right? And kind of you felt like you made it when you had an agent. But I'm curious to know, like, what's the commercial agreements like when having an agent and when they're booking you gigs and auditions, and how much pressure is it, for you to actually get that job?
So agencies in Australia generally have multiple people on their books. There's different levels of agencies that focus on different things. Some focus on commercials and other work. Some solely do theatrical TV work. Other agencies do presenters, radio, like Hamish and Andy, MasterChef people. So that's like a different type of agency. There's sports agencies as well. In terms of the commissions, it's meant to be 10%. Sometimes they might take a management fee, which could be a 15 to a 20%. But yeah, some agencies charge straight up 20% as well.
Of whatever you book.
Yeah.
And are they negotiating who negotiates the salaries when you're going to?
The agent does.
Right.
But generally you're kind of involved unless you don't want to be. You could just be like, yeah, you fix it. But it's a really good idea to be across everything. And
you never know what they'll sign you up for.
Yeah. Earlier in my career, they asked if I could give the power of attorney? Is it to sign on your behalf?
To the agent.
That's crazy.
Yes, they were like, it was one of their prerequisites. So like, can we sign on your behalf? I was like, sure, whatever, like I trust you. This is a bond. It's a connection. But that was a real bad idea. I do not recommend.
Well, what happened?
Yeah, so the agency, when I was getting my pay, they were not invoicing on time. And so right at the end, they just invoiced all at once. And all the payments were the same, they're similar. So if they just took a week out, you wouldn't know at all. And it was it was brought to my attention through the amazing production company and the people there. They were like, something's up. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. And then, and so I had to talk to an external party just to figure that out.
That's so shady.
Yeah.
So they just invoice let's say you worked on it for like 30 weeks of the year, 30 weeks of payment, but they've taken like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They pretend you haven't noticed that.
Oh,
that's what happened at the time. Yeah.
That's sweet. Is this the one that you referenced earlier in the interview? You're not with the same agent?
Is this your first ever agent?
It wasn't my first, no. But I also have to understand that certain agencies at that period in time were small agencies, or they're just small businesses trying to, catch a break and get bigger talent. Yeah, so they have it hard sometimes as well. So
What do you look for when you look for agents or agencies?
I think what creators look for is like some sort of bond and someone that kind of gets your drive or your goals and have certain connections in the industry. That's pretty important because certain agencies have worked with artists that have booked really big things. So clearly they were involved in those contracts or know those people. So
Interesting. Next question I have is around kids TV and like Kitchen Whiz. Obviously that, went on for a very long time. But I'm curious, like what is the money like when working for a kids show? Like how rich are the Wiggles,
That's what he really wants to know.
I reckon they're doing pretty well.
I think so too. Yeah.
We should just call John and let John the Blue
John's
Wiggle.
I'm pretty sure Anthony
Because-
has like a massive acreage in Dural.
Yeah,
I'm
he
sure
doesn't even live around here.
Yeah, well, I see John Pierce, was his Purple Wiggle. He's the new one. He's traveling around the world.
Yeah.
Doing sponsorships. He's living a great life.
Well, if you break down the amount of shows they do and give them a rough quote per show, and you could kind of do the math around that.
Yeah.
Just say if they're doing, if they're doing one show a week to say 800, 900 people, you would invoice for that. And then if you did multiple, you kind of figure out if you do, and if they did TV appearances, you have to negotiate, say, is there royalties or is it a buyout? Buyout, you'll get a bigger fee. Royalties, smaller fee, but
Do you get royalties for Kitchen Whiz? Or any of the shows you've been on?
Yeah, yep. I've gotten royalties off shows that I've worked on before and stunts, yeah.
So you just get a random paycheck.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, they showed
But
this show.
it gets smaller as the years go because less people watch it. But in the first couple of years, it's pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah.
That's nice. Passive income.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in terms of kid shows, because they shoot kid shows faster and it's, say, a shorter format, so we could, say, shoot 4 episodes in a day compared to people shoot 1 episode over 2 weeks in drama. You can, maybe you could get paid 4 times in a day,
Right.
if that makes sense. You still get paid for the whole episode.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and that's how I think kid shows can do well.
And are you negotiating that rate, or is there like a minimum wage sort of award for television?
There's a alliance, so MEAA, and they have a baseline fee, but generally the commercial networks give you a decent fee to start off with, where you're like, yeah, I'll take it. Just hire me. Don't fire me. Like, don't get the other guy. Look, I'll be cheap.
Honestly, so valid. This is like when we're trying to apply for like grad jobs, I was just desperate for anything. Just like hire me, pay me anything, I'll take it.
Yeah. But once you get your first season out of the way and you are in the show, it's a bit harder. Then you could definitely negotiate more.
They can't just get rid of the ninja. You've taken the mask
they
off.
could, but they'll be like, okay. But that's when you can negotiate for more. And generally artists negotiate more after they've gotten their first credit under their belt. They're like, I came off this show, used to say this kind of pay packet. Then you go for more.
After the first season, you're like, you know what? I should be the first billing on the star of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that lady? What was that woman's name? Like the host? Get rid of her. Kitchen Ninja. Number 1.
I remember we were all on, every time we were on, say, a film project, we're always like, how much does number 1 on the call sheet get? And we're like, how much is Simu getting? How much was
Simu getting?
Oh, we were just taking guesses. I think I lost out. I said 300 grand, but I'm very sure I lost out. I was wrong. And there was another star there his name's Tony Leung, who played the dad. I was like, 500, 600 grand. And apparently I was way off as well.
Right.
I think he was closer to the 2 million mark.
The dad or Simu?
The dad.
So
And,
Simo was getting probably 3 or
5.
4.
I thought 3 or 4-ish, but I think the number's probably close to $1 million, I reckon. Yeah.
Is that including do I get profit share of the box office or?
Yeah, residuals for sure.
Oh,
Juicy.
I would love some
huge.
Marvel residuals. Just
Yeah.
So
Sorry, these are all just
Estimate.
we're just throwing this out there.
Yeah, we're not the tax office. We don't know.
Yeah, ATO, if you're listening.
IRS.
Yeah.
so what's the so kid shows pay this much? I'm curious, in all the kind of jobs you've done, SBS, radio, kid shows, TV, crime investigations, what's the best paying kind of avenue to go down?
Podcasting.
That's bottom of the rung. I can personally say podcasting.
You actually lose money in podcasting.
Yeah, cameras are paying
paying to be
themselves.
here.
Yeah. If you can get on a big movie, it's great.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they have money for everything. Like any role, everyone's pretty happy on a big movie. They work really, really hard, but just, to be on a big named thing, which is awesome, and get paid well, that's the dream job. Secondly, if you get into some sort of network and have some sort of security, that's great in the long run as well.
Mm.
Do you ever look at any of the scripts on Kitchen Whiz and be like, nah, man, I'm not fucking saying this. This is trash. Where's the script writers? Did you get any say in that, or is it this is what you say about
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I've worked on shows before. We did this show on Channel 10 called Street Smart, 8 episodes. It was a sitcom. But yeah, in a show like that, the scripts, you want to work around it, but there is someone's job, which is to make sure you say every line. That's her job.
Really?
And so she sits next to the director and, she will come up to you right after and say, you missed or you missed house. Or I'm like, I didn't even remember that.
You're lucky I made it halfway through the line you wrote.
Is that what a script supervisor is? 'Cause I've always
she
seen-
was I think she was a script supervisor.
You know how you watch
the
you
credits.
Marvel as well, bro. They make you sit there and watch the credits, and you know how there's just 1,000.
Dude, there's all
names?
sorts of
Do
roles
you
on the
know
credits.
what all those roles are? There's best boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what
Best
is
Boys-
that? Best
Boys
Boy.
a big
Sounds
one.
sauce, bro. What's the best boy?
It's got to do with the gaffer department.
The what, sorry? The coach, the manager.
The gaffer, they're really important departments, where they tape everything down, they move things, they probably say set up all this stuff.
Right.
Yeah, very important job.
Yeah. The best boy
The
is
best boy
the
is
best
The
one.
best
of the,
one. Yeah, the best
the bloke
one.
with
Yeah.
the tape. Those are the best.
Yeah.
All right. Moving away from movies and money, let's talk about K-pop, because that's quite an exciting industry. I'm curious because obviously these K-pop artists, they got their managers, they got middle management in between you and them. So how do you actually kind of have a real interview with them? How do you actually, is it all pre-screened, or how does that look like when you're interviewing someone that's that big?
It's a real process before the interview. You have to, come up with your pitch and questions around what you want to talk about, what you want from the artist, and you send that to the team for approval. And generally you might say a lot of things in your pitch because a lot of it's going to be turned down.
Right.
And, if it's an artist you've worked with before and it's like a proven model, or you have rapport and chemistry, the approval process is a lot smoother, but that's how it works. So, and then on the day, he knows what he's going to talk about, and then we just let it roll. But we don't know how, say, the game's going to play out, or little elements like Australian foods and things like that. So those bits are exciting. And we have a structure around the interview, just to build some energy and, just get everything out. If they need to promote music, get that all out. But yeah, we do face artists where they don't want the questions. They just want to go in and just like feel it, which is awesome. Like J Park, he doesn't care about the questions. He just wants to come in and vibe. And that's really cool.
Who are the not so like, you know, who are the ones that management just gets involved all the time?
The new groups, always the new groups where they're really protecting that image. They cull lots of questions because they need to control what the rookie groups, and they have more power over the rookie groups as well because the companies have been around longer. But, you know, once the stars are now like massive, you know, they have a lot more say.
Right.
They're like, nah, I'm not going to do that. You're like, BTS.
Are they all media trained? Like, and even when the camera's not rolling, are they also still like that? Or are they a bit more chill and then suddenly, you know, they just switch it up when the camera's on? Or
they definitely have, you know, the ability to turn on a persona and make it interesting for the segment. And use all their energy to, you know, so we appreciate that because sometimes if they're just being to themselves on camera, it might not translate. It might just be like, he's tired, you know? Yeah. So, yeah.
Has there been any like, any memorable times where, you know, either you've asked a question that you know, were not approved for, or you did ask a question that you were approved for, but they cut it out in the end because they didn't want that on TV?
Yeah, there was many artists I remember when I was interviewing twice and I sent through so many questions and right at the end, the managers, I feel like the manager at the time crossed out lots, but I snuck in a couple when the manager went out of the room.
Good.
And I was like, I'm like, quick. Yeah. But the managers have to do their job as well. Course, you know, they're like, oh, we're protecting the artist. We'll just cancel all the questions. You know, yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I think they're in a position now twice where they can just do whatever they want in terms of answering stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they're trusted within the company and.
Because like, I assume they have the actual questions written down, but like, obviously if you're catching a vibe, you might have some follow-up questions that were not approved. Like, exactly. how do you approach that?
I always just do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless I have been stopped in my tracks. But sometimes, you know, when you're doing an interview, there's lots of people on set and it's generally hard to stop. So, and if it flows, the other thing is when you're done, you have to send it for approval.
Of course.
So they can always just be like, nope. So, yeah.
Have you had any ones that have been cut out? Like someone said something? Or
Yeah, that actually happened recently as well. Yeah, the artist didn't look as good in the camera.
No, and they culled it?
They tried to call it, yeah, but we were able to fix it in post, like do some sort of VFX stuff to fix it, and yeah, we fixed it, so it got through the door.
What's the genre, or like, can you say the film or like the?
It was a K-pop interview, yeah, yeah.
Speaking of things getting cut out, have you ever had to go back to TV shows and movies, have you had a role in something and then filmed it and then the day it came out, you know, Channel 9, 7:30, you got the family around, you sit down, you watch it, and then you're like, what the fuck, they cut me out of the show?
Yeah.
Have you had that before? Do you know people who've...
It happens all the time.
Did they ever tell you or nah?
No one has the final edit except director and producer. It happens really often because, for example, even on, say, Shang-Chi or other productions you work on it for a long time, like can be months. And, for example, we did a week in one location on Shang-Chi and we battled it out. We like smashed each other, everything. It was about 3 seconds in the film. Like less than 3. It was literally a montage of other battles, and it was literally like that. But we had done such an extended sequence for that. But
stitch up.
It's also because it gives, say, the director options if they wanted to go that way, and they shot, say, multiple endings. But yeah, in TV shows, I'd worked on a film and my whole part got cut out. Yeah.
In a film.
In a film, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it happens all the time. People are like, oh, the term is, it made it down to the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened to me actually.
Really?
Yeah. So like in primary school, you know the show Getaway?
Yeah.
Getaway? Yeah. So Getaway was surprising one of my primary school teachers. And so they came in with the film crew. She got like some all expenses trip away to the Blue Mountains or something. And so they came in wanting like shots of the students in the classroom and stuff, like because we were her class. And then, so they're doing all that. And then they sent like a letter home to my parents being like, oh, like we had a bit of a filming thing. Like, let us know if you're okay to be on TV, this and that. So I'm like, absolutely. My parents were like, that's so excited. And it was literally as you described, bring the family around, our son's going to be on Getaway. They just cut me out, the dogs.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
That was my first.
I thought the story was going to go, your parents declined.
Yeah, I was seeing that as well. What is this nonsense?
You're like, go around. You're like, no, we declined.
No. It was like, bring everyone there. No.
I assume you still get paid, right?
Yes.
Okay, so imagine you went to all that, like weeks of rehearsals, filming, and then they cut you out, and then you didn't even get paid for it.
Yeah.
That'd be outrageous.
But just quickly on that Shang-Chi, you said 3 seconds. You did a week worth of filming. How expensive is that just for 3 seconds in the movie? Because you got to film you got to pay the stunts,
Yes.
the food, the catering, hiring the location.
Yeah.
But
But-
the movie's expensive.
It's better off
Wonder-
that they got it than they didn't get it. Like, shoot more because they can't go backwards.
Yeah,
It'd be
that's
more expensive as well. So,
Mate,
Yeah.
it's a crazy world. I got one more. I actually got 2 more questions.
yeah.
The first is you've toured with Jackson Wang. So Jackson Wang, for people who don't know, mate, has 33 million followers. He's a big deal. All right. So I want to know, what is he like as a bloke?
He's a really cool guy.
Safe answer. Safe answer.
He's lots of energy, very proactive on tour. The bubbly energy guy that gets along with everybody, can talk to everybody. You could just sit, have a chat. He's really focused and driven, always thinking about the next thing, and willing to explore. And the whole period that we traveled together across Australia, it didn't really feel like he turned off. He was just always thinking about the next thing and what to do next and being nice. And, that guy that opens doors, I'm like, wow, how does he get all this energy? It's insane. And it's clear that he's so successful now because he's just, channeled that into his career. So,
How did you get that opportunity?
so that was associated, our tour. So the Got7 tour was associated with SBS. So they brought me on to MC their concert. It was Got7 fan meet, and I was hosting their whole show. And so it was me and Got7, and we would play games and rile up the crowd and travel across Australia together. And so lots of hotel fun and, just going around, and it was awesome.
Yeah. Jack Wang, the big fella.
Yeah. But again, Jackson Wang is now doing like stadiums overseas, and I'm like,
Yeah.
where's my phone call? Yeah.
All right, last one from me. You've done a lot of promotional work for Squid Game season 3. How does that compare from your time at SBS or ABC, for instance?
Yeah. Those experiences are so surreal because you get them through Netflix, and then when you get the call to say go to Korea and interview the artists, but they make a whole trip out of it where they'll fly you over business class, and your room is completely themed in Squid Game, and
They do all that.
and then they give you the tracksuit to hang out, and then
Give you a gun.
they give you the
They
gun.
send you to the island.
They give you a number.
And then,
Very realistic.
yeah, like, oh, yeah. yeah, they're so addictive. You're just like, oh, I want to do it again. But, yeah, it's definitely like the most amazing trips.
So who reached out to you for that?
Netflix did too, because that's our audience, doing Asian pop, K-pop.
Yep.
And so, there was a collaboration there to present, their artists and give the show a bit more exposure here. I mean, they didn't need it, but it's amazing. Yeah. But yeah, those press trips are so cool. But also lots of pressure because at the same time they fly in journalists and creators from around the world. And the best part about those trips is you get to meet all these like really famous journalists from all around the world or creators. So I was in a dinner, the Netflix Squid Game dinner one night, and there was like the winner of Eurovision there, the winner of, say, Big Brother Sweden there. There was Keith. Do you know who Keith Lee is?
He's the American guy.
The food guy.
Yeah.
Keith Lee was there.
What does he have to do with Squid Games?
He just has. Well, he
Bring
has
the
a
Squid Game
massive
food in his
following.
car.
Yeah. There, and all these people you just talk to from, say, Thailand, Philippines, and again you just like exchange Instagrams,
Cacao.
and then I'll be like, like these are from Thailand or whatever, and like they would be like have millions of followers. I remember meeting this one girl. Her name was Saksha. She's really, really cool. We added each other on Instagram, and we're just having a normal chat. And then I clicked on her story, and she had just flown into Korea. But when she was from India, and when she was going to the airport, she was getting flocked by fans. When like fans like look at you, and I was like, oh yeah, just a normal day for you. I was like, yeah, cool, yeah, good
you
job.
go back to Sydney Airport. And you're
Where am I around?
Any danger?
Yeah. But that was such a surreal experience just to meet other creators and stuff. Yeah.
How long was the event? Or the promotion?
About 4 or 5 days, and then you can extend the trip if you want and fly back when you need. They've just done the Wednesday press tour in Australia in Cockatoo Island. It was a similar thing to the Squid Game thing. So they flew in creators from around the world to Australia, and they did Squid Game Island. Wednesday Island, where they hired the whole Cockatoo Island and did their own thing.
Is Wednesday is it an Australian thing?
No, it's an American thing.
Right,
yeah.
but that's how they promote it here, and they brought everyone across.
Yeah, this is their final stop. I think because of location-wise, they could hire a whole island and do things.
Epstein's Island.
No, but sure, yeah. Oh, yeah, tell them next time they have an event, don't tell them to do it in Sydney. Say you want to be flown out, somewhere exotic.
Yeah.
That would be nice, I reckon.
That would be really cool, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. It doesn't happen all the time, but when they come around, it's super fortunate.
Yeah. SBS aren't doing that for you, are they? ABC flying your business?
I wish, yeah.
SBS flying you Rex.
Tiger
and set. No, I'm kidding. Don't find me.
I love it. Well, thank you, Andy. You've been very generous with your time.
Wowee, that brings us to the end of this week's episode. And again, a massive thank you to Andy for joining us today. Mate, look down the barrel and feel free to plug whatever you want. Your socials, any shows coming up, please.
Well, massive thank you to you guys for having me here. And you guys are amazing. Everyone should check out this podcast. It's worth listening to.
This episode.
Yeah, I remember, finding these guys on TikTok and really relating to the content. So thank you guys for having me here.
Thanks
and
for coming
all the best on your podcast. Feel free to add me on Instagram if you like K-pop stuff at Andy Trieu Show. But besides that, thanks again.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
The links will be in the bio, in the description. Have a look. Give Andy a follow. He's a good man. And if you wish him happy birthday, he might even reply. So
Catch you guys next week.